Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get right into Big Brother. This is Wednesday's episode with the power of veto. The episode was a little bit dry. It was a little bit dry. The live feed seemed to be more popping than what they putting on TV. But let's get through it. One thing I will say about this episode, when we get to that power of veto competition, that was a good competition. I enjoyed watching it. It was exciting. So I'm just gonna, because the episode was a little bit dry, I'm just gonna hit on a few key points that piqued my attention from the episode. I'm gonna hit on a little bit of the live feeds, just a little, because I'm still waiting to see what's gonna pop off tonight. And then I'm going to talk about a little bit of gameplay. So let's get right into it. First, Ian. Ian has a very awkward convo with the HOH, which is Enzo. I agree with Enzo on this point. This is All Stars. You should already, by week 4, have talked to people, feel them out to where you stand with them in the game. An initial conversation, so at least you know it's mutual. We ain't working together. You know something. You can't wait until someone in week 4 is HOH to go fill them out and see where you at, because it's a clear sign you just talking to me because I'm HOH. If I wouldn't have been HOH, you wouldn't have been paying me dust. So that was a little bit of awkward conversation. Future seasons, future All-Stars, reach out to people week 1, week 2, and just talk to. You ain't gotta make a final 2 with that. Don't be Tyler. Don't make a final 2 with everybody. Don't make a million telephone groups, but just talk to them a little bit about the game. So if they do become HOH, you could be like, we already talked about it. We good? Yeah, we good. You know, or you at least have a mutual understanding. I know I'm a target. You know, something like that. Kevin. This reminds me of week 1 when Kevin was approaching everybody in the bathroom. If I get house guest choice, you mind playing for me? I mean, Kevin went through everyone in line to use the restroom that night. It was hilarious. He's doing the same thing right now with David. David don't know nothing about a POV, but he wants to play, which he's like, he wants an opportunity to play. So he's like, yeah, pick me. I don't think David said he would use it on Kevin, but David wants to play in the veto. I think David and Kevin, a little bit of gameplay. Kevin impressed me this episode. Like, I wasn't feeling Kevin, you know, and all that crying. I can't believe I'm on the block. All that, I wasn't feeling that. But this episode turned it around for me a little bit with Kevin, and a little bit of what I heard going on the live feeds turned it around for me for Kevin. Kevin could be the type of player that could nurture David and maybe teach him some of the game softly. I feel like with Tyler is just going to drag David through the game. He's just going to protect him, and he needs that. But Tyler ain't really trying to teach David nothing. You know, David has already burnt Tyler one time. Kevin is someone who could possibly help teach him the game. Maybe usher David back to the outsiders, because David really just, you can tell David he's not in the telephone group. You can't tell him that. Maybe he can help. Maybe he can help. We'll see. But let's move on from Kevin. The power of veto. Enzo picks Tyler. Kaser picks Bailey. And then Kevin gets house guest choice. Lucky him. And he picks David. Now, Bailey and Kaser have this awkward conversation. I want to say they were in the bathroom. I don't remember where they were. And, you know, Kaser is trying to break down the game to Bailey. He was like, I forgot what he said, but he was like, you know what? At the end of it, he was like, you know what I mean? Like, he was trying to make, was it condescending what Kaser said? I didn't take it that way, because people say, the way he said it to Bailey, people talk, he said, think about it. People say think about it all the time. Bailey was just in her feelings at that moment. I don't think she meant no harm, but Bailey and Davon believe in the six slicks or whatever the hell their name is. The slicks. It's embarrassing. I tweeted about it and I was like, that Portia meme where Portia was like, oh no, like, oh no, honey. Oh no. Like you really believe in that? You embarrassing yourself. Cody, Tyler, Danny, all of them been in the confessionals bragging about the six slicks ain't nothing. That ain't a real alliance to them. That's just something to put a pacifier in Black Girl Magic's mouth so they don't get all rah-rah and try to save Kaser, try to save Jeanette, you know, all that stuff. It's embarrassing because Bailey is like, I don't need you to tell me to think about it. You don't even know what's going on in this game. I'm a part of the six slick and I got their back and we want you gone this week. And I'm like, and then hear Bailey go, just because you friend with my girl Janie don't mean Janie gets kicked out and you get to come over here and be friends with me. That don't mean you get to be a part of my alliance. And I'm like, Bailey, if you had an ounce of what's really going on in this game, you would be trying to boot Christmas out so bad. You would be working on David to flip this vote to keep Kaser in the house. Now, it's a couple of things at the end. I'm going to get to it that's getting set off on the live feeds. I think Bailey and, Bailey and Davon not all the way woke yet, but Ian and Kevin are woke now. So that little segment kind of hurt my feelings because I'm like, it wasn't that mean. Like, he ain't go in the room and cry or nothing. It didn't hurt his feelings that bad. But it was just embarrassing to hear Bailey talk like this about her slick group. And they are ready to put her on the block next week. Like, next week, I'm going to get to it. Next week is going to be good. We finally going to get a good week. Because either we're going to get the woke people putting up some of the telephone group, or Black Girl Magic gonna have their foot all the way in their mouth. The Black Girl Magic gonna wake up real quick next week if a few people get a HOH. Let's move on from that. The veto competition was marionettes. They were puppets. They had to have their hands and feet in these things, and they were getting stretched and pulled crazy ways. Like, I thought that was a great veto competition. Like, I was entertained. It was not meant for Kaser. It really wasn't meant for the heavy men. It's kind of like a wall comp. The heavier you are, you have the most weight to hold up, and your muscles are going to tire out faster. It is meant for lighter, skinnier people because they have less weight to hold up. Kaser was out first. Then Enzo went, then Tyler went. And I said, oh, this is getting good. Now, I knew if Bailey won, Bailey wasn't going to use the veto to save Kaser. It is like, if Kaser didn't win the veto for himself, he's going home. So we ain't got to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow he's going home. All I care about tomorrow is the new HOH. That's all I care about, because I feel like week 5, we're finally going to get some good feeds. We're going to get a good show, because let's get to it. Let's hurry up and get to it. So finally, Bailey loses footing and she slips and falls and she get a little angry, throw her goggles. A lot of people's like, oh, Bailey threw her goggles. And I'm like, it's a competition. And if you are a competitive person and you lose, you get a little upset that you lose. And I ain't reading nothing into it. I like to see the passion. Because at least I know she was trying to win. So now David and Kevin are sitting up there fighting it out. And Kevin is like, David, I know you playing for me, but you can go ahead and drop right now. Like, let me win the veto. And David is like, I got something to prove. You want this veto? You got to beat me. You got to get this veto from me. I ain't mad at either way, because to me, David, I'm going to say something nice about David. In these past few competitions, he's been right up there, like close to winning. HOHs, vetoes. David has been showing to be a good competitor in these competitions. And if some of these strong people could get out, he might could win a couple. Like, he might could still win a couple. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him. And I understand David wants to be a part of the game. Right now, he is like the village idiot, just saying stupid stuff, blowing up people's games, not really knowing how to maneuver and play. So he wants to win something to show the people that are trying to protect him, look, I could win too. I can help too. Let me prove my... So I understand why David was doing it, and I'm not mad at him. But when Kevin won that veto, because both of them at some point lost their footing and got it back, it was amazing. Like, it was really exciting. It was really exciting. It was good TV, CBS. That was a good veto. And so when Kevin won, I was like, wow. I said, Kevin could probably win this wall challenge, because, you know, that's somewhat of the same. And a lot of these endurance challenges that come up in the end, I said, Kevin got a shot. And then, like I told you on the live feeds, when we get to it, Kevin is woke now. So now, is it Bay or Day? One of Black Girl Magic is worried about who's going to be the replacement nominee. Is it going to be Ian? Is it going to be David? I think it was Davon, because Davon was pushing for David. And she wanted to have a Slick Six group meeting. So here goes Danny walking into the HOH, not paying attention. And I said it on Twitter. I said, this time, I don't blame Danny, because I probably would have did the same shit. But I learned some stuff on the live feeds I'm going to mention after I say it. So Danny walked in the room talking about, Davon want to have a group meeting. So what's up? And so, did she say the Six Slicks? I don't know if she said it. And Tyler was kind of like, oh, she want to have a house meeting. And Danny like, no, she want a group meeting. And then everybody looking at Nicole like, Nicole, that bitch ain't in the group. Now, let me start it off like this. From the Slick Six to the telephone group to the Core Four to the all these different final twos. I don't know the names. I would be confused too. You got to walk in a room, scan, analyze who is in which alliance, because it's so many sub-alliances. I got to figure out what name I'm shouting out, who I'm representing. I honestly feel like it was an honest mistake. Now, I've learned since I watched the show that Nicole already knew about the Six Slick. And I believe a few of the Six Slick, because it's a fake alliance, told Nicole about it and that it was a fake alliance. But the one person that didn't know that Nicole knew was Tyler. So when Danny comes in talking about the Six Slicks in front of Nicole and Tyler, that was the oops. Like, at first I thought the oops was Danny spilled the beans to friends. But no, the oops was Danny was just running that mouth to her girlfriends, but she ain't do a full scan and comprehend, oh wait, Tyler in here, and Tyler don't know that friends know. So it's confusing. It's too much. It's too many alliances where 4 people in this one but not these 2, but 4 people in this one and not this one, and then it's a core 4 here and a core 4 there. Enzo in this one, Enzo ain't in this one. It is confusing. It's too much looking and scanning. Too much looking and scanning. It's going to get all of them caught up. Because I want to say on the live feeds, was it Cody? A lot of shit going down on the live feeds. Let's just talk about it. Because it was a thunderstorm last night, and the last 5 minutes of the show didn't record. And so I already know Christmas volunteered, so I'm assuming Christmas got put up and whatever. So let's go ahead and get into the live feeds and to the gameplay talk. Now, somebody said, because it's the core 4, it's too many of them. Because Memphis in one of them too. And right... Memphis, they say just be sleep, going to bed early, getting up early. Memphis in the morning was a fool. It was entertaining, but it was a fool. Um, so Cody told Enzo about the core four. He blew it up. It all starts with this wall yeller. I'm assuming they aren't going to show any footage of the person yelling over the wall. You know, they said Friends and Cody is playing everybody, which they kind of are. Like, they're at the core of majority of the alliances. So right now, shots are coming at Cody and Danny because Danny had her oops in front of Tyler about the Slick Six, which I don't even really know why Tyler cares. I think the only reason Tyler cares about it in this moment is because Tyler isn't ready to get rid of Black Girl Magic, and the core four is. And so he's trying to pull Black Girl Magic in. So he probably is putting a little bit more stock into the Six Slick now when before he wasn't. Cody was friendzled. That ain't the word. Frantic. Spooked. I don't know. What's the word? He was just on edge about the wall yeller. Like, Cody was, he flipped out a little bit because he got exposed. And by him getting exposed, Ian woke up. Like, Ian was one of the people in the backyard that heard the Nicole and Francis, whatever they named, they was playing everybody. Now, Ian doesn't necessarily want to cut ties with Friends right now because at the end of the day, she is the only other winner in the house. But he is like, Ian has figured out, he said it, that Friends and Cody are the nucleus of the house, the center of the house. And he's peeped out there's multiple sub-alliances because Ian is in a sub-alliance with Friends, Cody, and I want to say Tyler or Enzo. It's so many subs, but Ian is in a core four with Friends and Cody and somebody else. And he's recognized that Cody and Friends are the center, and they've built multiple sub-alliances to surround them, and then they're just going to pick off sub-alliance until it gets down to him. And so he's woke, and he's like, I think he was talking to Kevin. I want to say him and Kevin now have, no, I don't know if him and Kevin have a final two, but they agreed to work together. And so Kevin is woke as well. Someone said Kevin kind of already knew this and was trying to tell Black Girl Magic, but Black Girl Magic, they stuck on the Six Slicks. Like, they stuck on it. Like, super glue. I'm telling y'all right now, let's jump down to Day and Bay. When it comes to Black Girl Magic, week 5 is the most important HOH of the season for them. Because right now, Tyler's ready to shoot at Danny. I believe Ian and Kevin are ready to shoot at Nicole and Cody. Everybody else in the house, outside of maybe Memphis, is looking at Black Girl Magic. They can't decide if they want Bay or Day, which one they want out. But everyone else in that house is ready. Girl, y'all get on the block. Get your outfits together. It's time for y'all to sit on the block. And I don't think they realize it. Like, I think they think they have more backup. Like, for some reason, Davon doesn't think Friends will ever put her up on the block. And I don't think Friends has any objection to doing it. Danny wants Bailey gone. Cody wants Davon gone. Like, I'm telling you, if Tyler, Ian, Kevin, or Black Girl Magic don't win HOH, they're going up on the block. I don't even totally trust David because David isn't woke yet. David would probably, the only thing that might save David would do what Tyler says to do, and Tyler wants Danny up. But even Christmas has said she wants to put Black Girl Magic up. So it's very important. That's why I said week 5 gonna be good, because either we gonna see shots at the telephone group, or we gonna see Black Girl Magic open their eyes, and Bailey really gonna be thinking about what Kayser was trying to tell her to think about. But let's move on from them. Enzo is moving closer to Tyler, and you know Enzo was supposed to be a shield for Cody, and Cody is flipping out about, oh, he loves Enzo. Like, he ain't say it like that, but that's kind of what he feeling. I already told y'all Christmas wants to go after Black Girl Magic. I think Christmas, if it ever had to come to a pivot, she would pivot with Danny and friends before she pivots with Tyler. I already said Cody is scared. He's frazzled. That's not the word. It's not frazzled. I'm just making that. It's frazzled. He's frazzled. Okay. I'm just saying frazzled because of friends. But that ain't the word. Y'all, I was on Twitter. Now, this is a side note. Janelle posted something on Twitter, the invitation to, what's the child's name? Nicole's wedding. And she was like, it costs you got to pay $3,000 to attend her wedding. Now, one, it is a destination wedding, so I do understand if you go to someone's wedding that's at a destination, you got to pay for your hotel. But she was like, this is just to attend, you know, to go to the wedding. She was like, this don't cover food, this don't cover airfare, this is just your hotel accommodations. The guests have to pay this amount, I guess, to the hotel to stay at this hotel, so that her reception can be free. So pretty much y'all paying for her wedding. Bitch, I wouldn't show up to that shit neither. Now, a destination wedding, you might pay a good $1,000. You know, it's a little weekend trip. Maybe $300-$400 a night. That's $800, and then you get your little flights. You might come off $1,500 for a little destination wedding, but $3,000 per person. Girl, I would have told Nicole, you want a little bit of change, you want a little bit of gift, or you want me to show up for this wedding? Bitch, we in the middle of a pandemic. Ain't nobody paying $3,000 to come see you and Victor do some shit y'all could have did on TV. You the one who won $500,000 on Big Brother, while I'm paying $3,000 for your wedding. I wouldn't show up to that shit neither. I hope don't nobody show up. Moving on from that, I had got pissed off a little bit. Let me get back into my notes. Okay, so let's get to Memphis. Memphis, somewhere throughout the show, said he still want David out the house. I said, Memphis, the one person who cannot win a jury vote is the person you want gone. What did David do to you? He didn't even make you a have-not after you did all that bullshit. I ain't even gonna do the hand justice no more. I keep doing it every time. Even after you call him a little buddy, sit at the big kids table, you a rookie, all the bullshit you did to David, what did David do to you? You gonna have me looking at you with the side eye? I'm going to put my side eye on you, Memphis, because it don't make sense out of all the people and as much ass kissing as David has been doing to you. I've said in the previous videos, as much as he's been licking your entire ass, he's still a threat to you. All right, Memphis. Okay. David, move on. Friends in the game. Now, I did read Friends a little bit on Twitter because on the episode, everyone is scared of Ian. Like, we can't let Ian, like, Ian can stay this week, but he can't stay that long. Like, he's a threat. Cody is in there talking about he's won 7, 9, 11, and 13. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that. And I watched that season, like, but I didn't even remember 7, 9, 11, and 13. Like, he was like, he won all of those. You would think if somebody won HOH 7, HOH 9, come HOH 10, his ass should have been on the block. Now, I don't remember that season. Maybe he was and he got a veto or he had some good gameplay. I remember the season, but damn it, I don't remember it verbatim. Like I ain't got no photogenic memory. But what I read Friends was, I was like, it is a shame that Ian is over here. He's a winner. He's a threat. No one talks about Friends. No one has said she's a threat. No one even really mentions that she's a winner. It's like she's just there. There's Friends. Bullshitting. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? To me, I say her gameplay must have been trash because ain't nobody scared of her. Like, Friends could sit there for a while because at the end of the day, we could just vote her out later. Or is her gameplay so good that no one recognizes her threat? I say trash. That's just me. But anyway, that's the end of my notes. I really can't wait to see what happens tonight. There's a freshman football game, and of course, I got to work the freshman football game. So I won't see it till late, and I hope it's a week where HOH will be revealed by the end of the episode, like one of those true or false, HOH comps, or question and answer, like, something good, or we can hurry up and know, because to me, the game is about to get good. I know we've been asleep, playing spades, doing everything else while watching Big Brother instead of really watching it because it ain't been good. But I feel like, now I might have to eat these words later, but I feel like week 5 is going to be good. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this POV episode. And I will be back tomorrow because, I'm going to review it tomorrow before the football game tomorrow. All right, y'all. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Go ahead and hit subscribe. It's still a long season of Big Brother to go. So if you're watching the videos and you ain't subscribed yet, you might as well hit subscribe because I'm going to upload 3 times a week. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.